traders. Welcome to my third week of recording my trades on the goal to live trading. So for this week, I've got I had 7 trades, 6 wins and 1 loss, and I've got a profit factor of 22.5, which I am very happy with. As you can see from the bar chart that I will probably be displaying on the screen, some of these were quite short trades. Some of them had profits, but then quickly looked like they were starting to turn against the position. And so that's one of my main things I'd like to improve on, is to hold trades longer generally, and look at higher time frames to be able to, ensure that I hold trades where appropriate. So we'll just have a quick look at some trades. So FCX, this was a cheeky little swing trade. So I bought at the end of the day when the price was really low, and then the next day the price jumped up. But while the market was up, the stock was going down. And I remember on the 1 minute chart, the market direction was a bit uncertain here. It jumped, down and then up. And I was very happy to exit here, despite the profits that came in future days, which I potentially could have held for. So the next trade is Palantir. This was a pretty frustrating stake and a loss. And what happened here was wrong day. Where's the day? This day. So that was in here. So what happened here was I bought the put, and it sort of floated out of my trend lines on low volume. It sort of looked like it was going to start violating the cloud, and it broke a few series of trend lines that I drew, and I exited. But this is a bit of a lesson not to exit on low volume, because and also like the market looked a bit against me here, potentially. So this is a lesson because I shouldn't have exited on low volume, and what happened was it went right down almost immediately after, and it just kept dropping and kept dropping and kept dropping. And that is actually a 10-point move there. So this is 150, that is 162. So that is a very profitable trade that I missed out on because I just exited too soon. Next we have INTC. That was again quite it was a win, but it was quite a frustrating trade because it went up quite quickly, although the volume was low, but the strength was good. And what happened was I physically had to step away, walk home, and by the time I got home from here, we were down here. So that was very annoying. So I could see it wasn't really going anywhere fast. And so when we had this bit of volume here, then I made the choice around here to exit that trade for a win. It was a 10% win. Again, Lulu, this felt more like a scratch than a win, but plus 1% is technically a win, but to my mind this is more of a scratch really. And what happened there was similar story really. Was the 100 SMA got broken, and it was chopping around on light volume and didn't really look like it was going anywhere with even a potential for bounce. And then so I sold, and then what happened was it kind of started dropping the next day because it had broken the 100 moving average, and dropped quite heavily, quite significantly. That's another 10-point move. So I took the trade because it broke the SMA 100, and it just didn't quite have the timing that I expected, which was frustrating. We've got MU or Mu. So this was this overnight? Yeah, this was overnight. So yeah, I took the long call here. We had a really flat market that day. Look at that market. That's such a boring market. So we had a flat market, but we had a good stock. Well, Impulse MACD wasn't looking good, but everything else was looking pretty good. And then yeah, we had some sort of bullish price action, and I just exited here because I saw that the market was turning against me. So you see this next day, I saw that the stock was up, but the market was down, and I did not want to deal with that. So I exited the trade. So even if this had rocketed up, I wouldn't want to trade against the market anyway. Amazon was a pretty cool trade. Amazon. So that was that today? Oh yeah, this was a little bit of a frustrating. I mean, yeah, I exited pretty quick, and that bubble's probably a little bit high. It was probably more like a bit like in here. So you can see how the market was bearish, and I took the bearish trade on Amazon. And what happened was it almost immediately started turning around, and I was possibly willing to hold it, but I didn't like these wicks poking out of it. So actually I exited before those wicks, didn't I? But yeah, I didn't like it, and I exited pretty quick. But it was again a bit of profit. But it would have been nicer to exit here, but really it didn't keep going bearish the whole day. And finally, we've got coin. COIN. And again here, so it's so this was same day as the Amazon trade, and what happened was I just found a stock that looked better, this coin stock, so I took the trade here. But again, I had something where I had to physically step away from my computer, and what happened was it turned against me here, and I exited here for again another win, but it's all non-optimal. So yeah, that is this week's trades. Just a quick note that FCX I did not manage to post live, so that's my mistake. So if you want to take that with a grain of salt, then feel free, especially as it's my biggest winner. We'll see what it was without FCX, just because I know that that it's less credible if one doesn't post it. If one doesn't post it in real time. So I'm just going to bring up this graphic here now, and I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. So this is my overall sort of plan. I got ChatGPT to make this for me, and where we are is we are in month 1. After 2 weeks, add settled cash. I'm hoping you guys can see my mouse cursor here. So we are here. So we are in week 3. So I've been trading this week with settled cash rules, so that I can't reuse exit proceeds on another trade in the same day. And then once I finish the following week, so like the upcoming week, then I will then switch to this small account trading. And the reason for this is I am poor, and so I will probably have to start with somewhere between sort of $300 to $500 in my trading account. And so I want to practice trading with a really small account, and it's going to be pretty rough. Pete recommends against it, so be aware of that, be mindful. So yeah, Pete recommends against it, and a single bad trade with an option could potentially wipe out a small account like that. So I need to be very sure, and therefore that's why I want to paper trade it for 4 weeks straight to see whether it is realistic, feasible, etc. Cool, so that is everything in this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next trading week. Goodbye. Oh, hang on, let's look at this before I say goodbye. Okay, so it's still looking pretty good, but my profit factor is just down to 17, and my win rate is down to 83%. So still looking good, but not quite as good as as it is with FCX. And I'm just showing this because I didn't post FCX live. That's all. Thank you very much, and goodbye.